right.
Guys, we are live with a very special guest from London, England. Boy, he was just the MC of today's party at Wembley Stadium. And we're conversing with the one and only Thomas TREIBER.
Vashon Holdings proudly presents Warwick Radio Chats with ring announcer Joseph Herron.
Guys, I tell you what, today, oh boy, today was a good day. And I say that with all semblance of humility that I can muster. And today, this is icing on the cake, guys, because we are visiting with the elite level ring announcer, the master of ceremonies today for Riyadh Season London, the one and only Thomas TREIBER. Thomas, woo!
Well,
hey,
Joe,
Thomas,
thank you.
Thank
you very much for having me. I'm surprised I still have a voice after fight week here in London, but what a week it was, and what a way it ended.
Oh, I'll say. And many things, I think, can we say, ended tonight. Oh, boy. And look. Thomas, have you heard any good jokes lately? Woo! Look. I'm really happy for you, Frank Warren, George, and everyone affiliated with Queensberry. They are now officially 6-0. Against Eddie Hearn in Matchroom Sport in the big dance. And, not that we're keeping score or anything, but yeah, we are. Look, I had to laugh, and I know this may sound bad, Thomas, but when I heard, well, I'd be lying if I didn't say that I wasn't absolutely gutted, but it's almost surreal, really. And I was like, I couldn't stop laughing because look, Thomas, ringside. Now, paint that picture of what you were seeing with the best seat in the house as you were starting to see the unraveling of Anthony Joshua at the heavy hands of Daniel Dubois.
Well, yeah, I was only about maybe 10 feet away from where the knockout took place. I was very lucky to be sitting right there in the front row behind the DAZN broadcast team. So I had a bird's eye view of the action. And, when you're that close, you could hear the punches and you could hear the heavy punches that Dubois was landing. And boy, he got a great start to the fight, scoring that knockdown in the first round. I was surprised. I did not expect him to have that much control, especially that early in the fight. I think in one of the last time we spoke, I had mentioned how, Joshua's a quicker starter than Dubois. But boy, Dubois did not show any nerves. Some people were concerned about how he would handle the pressure, etc. And he could not have done a better night. I mean, it was his night, best night of his career so far. And at the very end, when he landed that big round right hand, Joe, it was a thump. I mean, you could hear it. It was a thump of a punch. And I don't know if you could, if TV really gave it any justice, but sitting there ringside, Man, what a shot. And look, my are off to Joshua. I respect him. I respect Matchroom. This is it's a tough business, and you're going to win some, you're going to lose some. And you never want to rub anything in anyone's face, because one day you're going to be the one on the losing end. And Matchroom is a great company, and everybody I've worked with that's part of the company, they've all been very kind and professional. But yeah, Queensberry's on a winning streak, if you will, in regards to fighting Matchroom fighters. And what a night it was. I just saw a tweet by His Excellency. Over 98,000 was the final number of attendance. And I did get to work when Fury fought Dillian White. I did the full undercard on that night. We had 94,000. So
Wow.
It looks like tonight we had almost another 5,000 people, which is just unbelievable. I mean, from the ring, when I did the Hamza Shiraz fight, right, the co-main event, that's when the crowd was pretty much packed in. And it just looked like an endless sea of people from the ring. And just honored to be in the ring and be part of such a massive event.
Oh my gosh, brother. And you know what? We were joking, all week, and I would always, consistently say, "Hey, Thomas, no pressure, brother." But did you feel those butterflies? How could you not, right?
You know what? Once I get going, usually you'll feel a little bit of nerves, if you will. I don't really get nervous. I think it's in fact, Michael Buffer and I were interviewed by a gentleman after one of our fight week nights, and he asked us that question, and we both agreed it's not really nervous. It's more just you feel the energy, you feel the excitement, the adrenaline. So I wouldn't say that's nervous, but you know that there's pressure there, and you know that a lot of people are watching. So you definitely want to hit a home run. And what a great crowd we had. And just like I said, just honored to be part of these events. And it's, we've got plenty more before the year ends. So get ready, fight fans.
Oh my gosh. If this is a precursor of what to expect from Riyadh season over the next year, wow, buckle up, guys. We have only just begun. In the immortal words of Karen Carpenter, I will say this, though. Boy, you guys, Turkey Al Sheikh, His Excellency, boy, you guys know how to throw one hell of a party. That was amazing. And you know what? I get the call. Listen to this. While you were there in front of 98,000, a sea of people, a virtual sea of people, I get the call. Hey, from a local promoter, gentleman Louis Villarreal. Thanks, coach, for considering me and getting the nod. I was ring announcing for an amateur show in front of a whopping 300 people, brother. Woo!
I did not hear what Joe, it cut out a little bit there. I didn't hear. I heard you say you did an amateur show, and then it cut out for a few seconds.
Yeah, I was ring announcing in front of a whopping 300 people, my friend. I'll bet you were jealous of that. Yeah, but look, and I was like, damn. I wanted to see this fight, and so what I did is, because I just put up my computer. We already purchased the fight, so my brother Rob Gonzalez and I, he was there ringside with me, and we put it on, and everyone from USA Boxing, while the fights were going on in the ring, poor kids, we were all huddled around my computer.
Oh, my goodness.
And these poor kids are competing, and I'm like, it's over. It's over. And I'm screaming, and everyone's like looking at me, and I'm like, oh, Chingao. Never mind, guys. But yeah, everyone was dumbfounded and in shock that that's what happened.
Well, I do not blame you for making that effort. It's, look, the heavyweight division has always been the division that the world is watching.
Absolutely.
And I think tonight delivered exactly that. 250-pound guys in there. And I said it yesterday or the day before when I was on your show, the first person to land the big punch, that will probably be the deciding factor on the result. And
Well,
exactly that happened.
you were
It
prophetic.
was
Yep.
it was Dubois who landed that big right hand right to the chin. How Joshua even got up in round one after that, which
Yep.
is amazing. And how
Yep.
he continued and showed so much heart and no quit. And I'll be honest with you, in round four, I was a little concerned about Dubois because he started to look like he was getting a little tired
Yep.
to me. And Joshua never really regained his legs, but he was still putting together some punches. And all it takes is one punch with Joshua. So I was, still nervous going into round five. It was certainly not in the bag, if you will, but and Joshua landed a good shot right before Dubois caught him with that fight-ending right hand that put Joshua down for the 10 count. So, man, just an exciting fight. I think
Oh,
Riyadh season Wembley edition delivered, and I don't mean to beat a dead horse, but just honored to be in the ring and to work with the great Michael Buffer on these events.
oh my word. I tell you what. And it's funny. We went live last night for a minute, and you were obviously, I said, I sent you the link. I sent you the invitation. You were like, Joseph, I'm sorry. I'm not going to be able to make it. I'm eating dinner with Michael Buffer and the DAZN crew. And I was like, you poor guy.
It's a rough life. It's a rough life. Well,
it's a
yeah,
hard knock life.
well, one thing is that, before a big event, there's so many I's to dot and so many T's to cross. And, it's so hectic. It's a long day. We usually have to be there minimum, 2, even up to 3 hours before bell time. So by the time you get there till the end, I mean, it could be a 10, 12-hour day. And so I needed all the energy I could muster up for today, and felt really good in there. Great sound system. You work those stadium shows, there's a little bit of a echo, if you will,
A
but
delay,
it
yep.
was very, a little delay, but it really was a great experience from beginning to end. And I hope the fans enjoyed it. And what a night to remember. I'll never forget this event.
Oh boy, I tell you what. Now, in your Mount Rushmore of events, does this one fit? And could you please give us your Mount Rushmore of events, sir?
Well, look, I mean, I've said it on your show before. Those first times are always the ones that stand out to me. My first time on national TV, my first time on HBO, Showtime, pay-per-view, my first international gig. Those always stand out the most to you. And those are the ones you remember the most vividly because it was your first experience of doing something at another level in your career. But look, this is a whole other animal to perform in front of nearly 100,000 fans with the production that they had. Liam Gallagher performing, the ring entrances for the main event I thought were outstanding with the fireworks display.
Excellent. Yep.
The ring walks. I mean, everything was just at the highest level you can possibly take this. And my hats are off to His Excellency Turkey Al Sheikh, his whole crew, everybody involved, Matchroom, Queensberry, Gold Star Promotion, Sella, Boxer, Wasserman Boxing. I'm probably forgetting one or two, but all the promoters involved, all the sponsors, everybody came together to make this happen. And it took a lot of work. and dedication. And again, just very honored to be a very small part of it.
I tell you what, guys, we're on limited time. We're on borrowed time with the great Thomas TREIBER. Guys, so if you have any questions, let him fly now because we only have a couple more minutes with him. He's got to get some rest. And I tell you what, well-deserved rest. And look, Jump Tube is remarking about the photo we have on this segment. And it shows Anthony Joshua face planted into the canvas, and that was it. And he says, live, wow, nice get. Yep, sure is. Our brother Chief Funky Boxing, welcome to the show, sir. He says, good evening, gentlemen. And he says, we need a Howard Finkel and the new. Can we get one of those, brother? Do you still have your voice left?
I would probably wake up the people in the hotel room next to me. If it's 2:30 in the morning, and wow, I think I'm gonna I appreciate that request, but I think I'm gonna have to hold off on my Howard Finkel for the moment here. I promise to do it again real soon.
I tell you what.
Okay, there you go. That's all I gotta do. I can't get that far into it. Yeah.
Hey, we'll take it. That's like Rush playing 2112 in concert. I love it. Oh, I tell you what, guys, what a treat. What a treat this entire day was. Is there anything else that really stands out? And G Funky gives you a round of applause. Woo!
All right,
there
thank you.
Is there anything else that really stood out to you today? It could be good, bad, whatever, ugly, whatever. Is there anything else that really stood out to you today, aside from that dramatic finish of a heavyweight spectacle?
Well, it was a full week. Today was kind of like the period at the end of the sentence, the icing on the cake, if you will. But when you're part of these Riyadh season events, it's a full week. You got your grand arrivals, you've got your public media workout. We even did 3 fights after our public media workout.
That's right.
We had our press conference, then the weigh-in, and then the show. It's just unbelievable, the effort and production that is involved with these and what they put into them to make each one of them so incredibly special. Like for our public workout, when we had Buckingham Palace placed inside the Wembley Arena, a replica for the fighters' entrance to make that more extra special. And Wembley Stadium was just rocking. I mean, when you hear them sing Sweet Caroline and to hear 98,000 people sing Sweet Caroline, it's just an unbelievable experience to be there. And for anyone who's ever been to an event in the UK, the energy is just incredible. And I just nothing but positive things to say.
That's amazing.
So thankful to Frank Warren and Queensberry and to His Excellency for allowing me, the opportunity to be in that ring.
Oh boy, what a treat. What a treat. And I tell you what, I was so pumped up after the coup de grace landed, right? So I actually started in between bouts trying to get the crowd to sing Sweet Caroline and doing my best Neil Diamond impression. And I got about 10 people to sing along with me. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
I should have sang Love on the Rocks instead. Love on the rocks ain't no surprise. Pour me a drink and I'll tell you some lies.
Wow, you still got it, Joe. You still got it, my friend.
I tell you what, though, we know you're tired and we've already been on the air for 20 minutes, brother. So would you like to leave us with any parting shots or maybe one last call and maybe your Howard Finkel or Jimmy Lennon or anything that you'd like to muster, brother, in your final words and your parting shots for our listening audience? Now keep in mind, guys, I'm going to stay on for a little bit longer to chat with you guys about more of the specifics of the event and give you my take on everything. But Thomas, being the consummate professional, has nothing but great things to say about everybody, and I absolutely love that.
Well,
So,
you
any
know,
parting shots, my friend?
well, I just want to say, first of all, thanks for reaching out, Joe, and having me back on. Always a lot of fun to be on here with you. And I just thank everyone for supporting boxing. It's how I make my living. And thank you for watching the event tonight. And if I'm ever working an event where any of our listeners are there, please come say hello. I'd love to meet you. And I just very thankful to be doing what I do.
Well, I tell you what, I've already told all of our listeners to circle the calendar on November 23rd in San Antonio at the Shriner Auditorium. And yes, I already have several that are planning to make the trip from all around the United States. So,
Fantastic.
yep. So
Well,
they can't
thank you
wait to
so
meet you
much,
and be a
Joe.
part of the event. No, Thomas, thank you, brother. Because I tell you what a fantastic cherry on top of this Sunday, brother. Outstanding, my friend. And it is Sunday where you are. So we're going to let you get some sleep, my friend. And I tell you what, we will meet again sometime soon. So wait a minute. Are you going to stay there the entire time? You've got an event coming up,
Yes.
right?
Yes. So they want me to stay because we have a press conference next week. I believe that's in regards to the Dimitri Bivol Better BF show in Riyadh, Kingdom
Woo!
of Saudi Arabia, October 12th. So I'm going to stay to do that. And then after that, I'll be about a week later, I'll be doing an event in Liverpool.
Nick
Nick Ball, who,
the Cannon.
Nick the Cannonball will be defending his world title for the first time. And it's a homecoming for him because he's from Liverpool. And then I'll be going from Liverpool to Riyadh, Kingdom of Saudi Arabia for the October 12th event. So on a bit of an international tour here, if you will. And then I'll be getting back to the States in mid-October, but not complaining, my friend. I know what it's like to sit at home and wish my phone was ringing. So never take these opportunities for granted.
No, never, never. I tell you what, you're one of the more humble people I've ever met in this business. And you are truly blessed, my friend. And it couldn't happen to a nicer bloke.
Well, the check's in the mail, Joe. I appreciate the kind words.
Now, once again, so what? Maybe you can clarify this before I let you go. Nick Ball, he's from Liverpool. So what would that make him, a Liverpudlian?
Liverpoolist? I'm not. Or Liverpoolian? Liverpoolian.
I think it's a Liverpudlian, if I'm not mistaken.
You got me there, my friend. That one's above my pay grade.
That's your homework for this week. Is to find out from
that.
But you know what? Please, before you leave, give me the awesome entrance, because I loved it today, between amateur contests when you announced Anthony the blah 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 Apache. That was amazing. Can you say that one more time, please?
Okay. Well, I'll give it the old college try here.
I love it.
I'll try not to wake my neighbors here. I'm going to get a pounding on the wall here from the people next to me.
Yeah, they can learn to love it.
And still, IBO and IBF super featherweight champion of the world, Anthony the Andy Town Apache Kakachi.
Woo! And we're all doing the wave here, brother. Woo! I love it. That is amazing, Thomas. You're truly a gentleman and a real professional, brother. And you know what? Congratulations on all of your success and many, many, many returns, brother. And I tell you what, God bless you, brother. Get some sleep. And don't take any more shots with Todd Grisham and the crew.
I'm telling you, man. Watch out for that guy. You don't know what he might slip in your drink.
I love it. Thomas, get some rest, my friend, because we can't wait to hear back from you sometime very soon, hopefully this week when you're still in England. But yeah, keep us updated on what time you'll be free for your dear friends and extended family members.
Will do, my friend, and have a great rest of your show. Thank you for everybody that tuned in. Thank you for the comments, and thanks for tuning in. Good night,
God
Joe.
bless you,
Thank you.
Thomas. Have a good night, my friend.
You too, my friend. Bye-bye.
Guys, that was the one and only Thomas TREIBER. I tell you what a guy. You know, it's hilarious, man, is like I said, I got a call. Excuse me. I have a little bit of voice left only too. And I got the call around 7:30 this morning. And I was already making plans to go see the entire fight card at my favorite pay-per-view destination at Dave & Buster's. And then I got the call from a local promoter here and said, hey, could you do me a huge favor, Joseph? Could you be the ring announcer for my amateur event today? And I'm like, today? Yeah, of course, I'll do it for you, my friend. No problem. I'm always here for you. And so, yeah, I was kicking myself in the ass for saying yes, but how could you say no to all the little kids? And so I did my best Lupe Contreras impression, Jimmy Lennon, Michael Buffer. I even did my best Thomas TREIBER for all the kiddos. And yeah, we were watching all of the festivities at the Far West Entertainment Center in San Antonio, Texas. And boy, I tell you what, I don't want to be one of those guys that likes to say, I told you so, but I told you guys this was going to happen. I told you guys. I'm like, come on, you cannot get excited about Anthony Joshua looking great against Otto Wallin or against Francis Ngannou. That doesn't tell us a damn thing. That doesn't tell us anything at all. And then when you look at Daniel Dubois and his path of progress, and I stated this yesterday on our show with Adam Lopez, I said, guys, I think he's exorcised the demons. This is a guy who is brimming with confidence. And I just have this feeling that he's going to come up big on the biggest night of his life. And yes, he did. Now, guys, here's the $1 million question, though. Is Anthony Joshua finished? Because at age 34, I don't know very many fighters who are capable of coming back from a knockout that brutal. Now, once again, one-punch knockout is one thing. But when you are beaten up and floored 4 times, and once again, like Thomas TREIBER stated, you know, he showed a lot of grit and a lot of heart. And he was obviously in great shape, or else he wouldn't have been able to get up even after the first one. And I genuinely thought he was finished when it looked like he rolled his ankle during the second knockdown. But this is a serious question, guys. Is Anthony Joshua done? Can he come back from something like this at age 34? Guys, I put down the link. If you have your headphones on, click the link. Join me. Let me know what you think, or just leave your comments in the chat. Because honestly, I think he's done. I think he's done like a $2 steak. Oh boy. G Funky, you're a sadist. In my best Al Pacino devil's advocate voice. And while you're jumping from one foot to the next. Oh, dude. Wilder versus Joshua. Oh, jeez, man. Look, guys, honestly, yeah, you know what? Call that. You could make a fight poster with both of them and call the event Damaged Goods. Maybe. But do we really want to see something like that? Now, I can say this. Undoubtedly, that fight would end in a spectacular knockout. And I ask if he's a sadist, and he just smiles. Oh, you Cheshire Cat MF. Oh, brother. I'll tell you what, I love it. This is a glorious day, guys. And once again, I couldn't be any happier for Thomas. Couldn't be any happier for Frank Warren, because I couldn't help but seeing him jump up and celebrate. It almost reminded me. Do you guys remember back when the rematch, Sergio Martinez versus Paul Williams, in which Dan the Man Goosen is right there, and he was obviously the promoter for Paul Williams, and Lou DiBella was sitting right next to him, and he was obviously the promoter for Sergio Martinez. And when Paul Williams landed that shot heard round the world, and it face planted Paul Williams with his eyes still open, you saw Dan Goosen throw up his arms and put his hands on his head. And then you saw Lou DiBella jump up, with blow running down his nose, sweat all over the place, jumps up with his fist in the air, a la Judd Nelson at the end of Breakfast Club. Oh, boy. Alberto, welcome to the show, sir. He remembers. Hey, where's that AJ Nuthugger from you? Oh, you're talking about the guy, Mac 10, what a ninja? The guy who was telling me that he knows boxing and he never gets predictions wrong. And, oh, AJ's going to win, mate. You mean that guy, Alberto? Yeah, look, I'm used to that, guys. Once again, yeah, guys, but look, it was a lucky guess. I'll just chalk it up to that, right? Because let's just face it. A trained monkey has a 50-50 chance of picking a winner in boxing, right? But Chief Monkey's got the beat. He's got more experience with dealing with these clowns than I do. They never come back. No, they never do. Like it's some completely demoralizing thing, right? But in the immortal words of Carlito's Way, there's a chain snatching jive ass maricon mother. Woo! I love it. Hey, chain snatching jive ass maricon. Guys, I tell you what, and once again, I don't know if you guys have ever been to an amateur contest. We had 25 amateur bouts, and it lasted about 6 hours, right? And so, yeah, I am completely voiceless, but I'm going to stay on the air as long as you guys need me to, because I tell you what, maybe I'm gloating a little too much to Eddie Hearn and his band of minions, but can you believe? Yeah, I can just guess what they're feeling right now, because I just heard Eddie Hearn in an interview. Well, I'd be lying to you if I stated that I wasn't gutted, because this is absolutely surreal, right? I predicted that it was going to be a 3rd round knockout, and I thought it was brutal. It was going to be a brutal showing, and I was almost starting to feel sorry for Daniel Dubois leading into the fight. And I never would have guessed. I would have bet my house that I couldn't even fathom anything like this happening. Look, I'd be honest if I said I didn't enjoy every bit of that. Because Eddie Hearn, yeah, that egoed out, privileged, pampered, silver spoon fed, limey bastard. Yeah. I genuinely enjoyed that, guys. That guy is a used car salesman. And you know what? What you give is what you get. What you give is what you get in this life, guys. We do indeed reap what we sow. And that's what you get for talking so much jive about everyone else's business. Now, once again, can you think of any other promoter that likes to stick their nose in everyone else's business more than Eddie Hearn. So that's my motivation, guys, for a little bit of gloating. And once again, this is a sport, right? I know, unlike football and baseball and basketball, you can't play boxing, but still, it's still a pastime, guys. And look, we're allowed to gloat, aren't we? And there it is. And there it is. Joe Alberto says, I don't know if you saw Devin Haney demand free tickets from the fight from Eddie Hearn. What a scumbag. I really wouldn't mind if Haney never fought again. I'm serious. Brother, I'm right there with you. Like, honestly, you have a guy now who's making all kinds of excuses, doing his worst Floyd Mayweather Jr. impression, right? I just did all the right things. I made all the right decisions, and I lose to a guy. Everything goes wrong because this guy, he cheated. This guy's delusional. If he genuinely believes that Osterine was the reason that he got his ass smoked like a cheap cigar back in April, then you know what? He better look forward to disappointment, because there's an old saying, guys. I think it was Nietzsche. You cannot find a solution if you can't even identify the problem. He has no idea what went wrong. He genuinely believes it's a product of someone who cheated. Now, this is why I have the very radical and rare opinion that boxing, they just need to do away with testing and just let guys do it, because they're already doing it anyway. Everyone's already doing it. So just let everyone, hey, my juice guy beat up your juice guy. What's the difference? They're already doing it, guys. So I have that strange opinion that, you know what, you should just let guys do it. You should. Because Devin Haney, a snack guy, he's not taking any supplements. He's not on that good. Really? He's able to put on over 25 extra pounds on fight night while still being able to go 12 rounds? Really? And work for 3 minutes of every round? Still able to make weight? Come on now, guys. That's just nonsense. So honestly, B-O-O-H-O-O, sour grapes by a guy who has a face that only a mother would love. But yeah, I forgot. She took off. So I guess she didn't love it either. Did I just say that on the air? I'm sorry, guys. That was in poor taste. But look, you give what you get. Smug guys who believe that they're guy like Devin Haney who believes he's worth more than he is. He's turned down 2 multi-million-dollar paydays because he believes it's not enough money for him, and that he wants us to feel bad for him. That's where this is coming from, guys. And I don't feel the slightest bit sorry for him. What you give is what you get in this life. What you give is what you get. Be humble. Go back to the drawing board. Get a real trainer, not your dad. Because let's just face it, he lost the fight when he allowed Ryan Garcia to come in the ring without making weight. Coming in 3.2 pounds over the weight limit. That's where he lost the fight. And who made that decision? Oh, the genius, Bill Haney. He completely thought that he was going to outclass this C-level fighter. Yeah, G-Funky's got the beat. Matchroom is like 0-10 versus Queensbury. And that's accurate. But who's keeping count, right? You can't always get what you want. But if you try sometime, you just might find you get what you need. So you get what you put in, and people get what they deserve. Kid Rock, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hasn't he been prophetic as of late? I tell you what, guys. Look, and once again, just like Alberto, I share his sentiment. Yeah. And you're going to bring some more of that crappy interview. I mean, that was so pathetic, where he's actually trying to get people to feel sorry for him when he turns down over $2 million to fight Liam Perro in Australia, turns down almost $2 million to fight Sandor Martin in a matchup that no one wants to see and is worth about 10 cents. And he wants to feel bad. He wants people to feel bad for him. No, thank you. No, thank you. No, thank you. I didn't see him feeling bad for all of those lightweights that he was beating up on. And he would come in the ring 30 pounds heavier than them on fight night. You know, what was he saying to Vasil Lomachenko before the fight, as well as George Kambosos? You're small. You're small. He was saying that with that ugly, ugly, smug face. You're small. Right in their face at the weigh-in. You're too small. You're too small. And he wants us to feel bad for him? That ogre-looking son of a gun? Yeah, Alberto has a beat. His interview with Andre Ward was 40 minutes of straight delusion. Really thinks he lost the rhyme because of Peds. Hope he gets KO'd in his next fight. Oscar KO'd Vargas when he was on that juice. That's right. Yep. Once again, guys, I'm going to go back to this. I am under the belief, and I truly believe this, that Peds should be made legal. And why? Because Peds cannot teach you how to fight. They can't teach you how to fight. Just like Barry Bonds. They can't teach you how to swing. They can't teach you how to have that form. They can't teach you how to play baseball. You have to have those skills. Sorry. So, hey, let everyone juice. Let's level the playing field. Come on, let's see it. Was anyone crying when Manny Pacquiao got knocked out by Juan Manuel Marquez? When he came in looking like the acne face and acne backed Hulk? Was anyone crying about that? Well, with the exception of Manny Pacquiao fans, but come on, let's just face it. Manny was on that good. Everyone knew it. So, hey, let's level the playing field, see what happens. And guess what? We got a great fight. And we got an oh-so-dramatic ending to a great fight. What's the problem? What's the problem? So, yeah, honestly, Devin Haney, this is the last time we will ever bring him up. Because we already told you guys that this was going to be a real problem for Devin Haney. Because he's a product of receiving inflated purses. We said, after this payday, if he loses, he's going to have a really hard time getting the kind of dollars he's grown accustomed to receiving. And that was a year ago we said that, guys. He's in a real pickle, and he wants us to feel bad for him when we see him squandering all of his money. When we see him squandering all of his money on jewelry. Guys, let's go back to tonight's fight, right? AJ KO'd Hellenius when he was on that good. Yep. Once again, Peds can't teach you how to fight, guys. AJ got outclassed. Look, I don't know about outclassed, but he was obviously the slower, older looking man. Now, I told you guys before this event, if you expect me to be high on AJ and impressed after knocking out Francis Ngannou, after stopping Otto Wallin, remember his 2 fights prior, he stopped Hellenius, right? But look at his fights before that when he was training with what's his nuts in Fort Worth, Texas, in Dallas. Going the distance with the guy from Michigan, the heavyweight from Michigan. He looked like shit. And then you look at Daniel Dubois' path of progress, right? Look at Daniel Dubois' path of progress. Yeah, stopping Filip Ergovic. Stopping Jarrell Miller, the only guy to do so. Andy Ruiz couldn't even do it. Arguably stopping Alexander Usyk. What is everyone saying about that now? What is the complexion of that belt line knockout with a body shot? How is that looking now? Does that have the same complexion to you guys now? Are we all just insane? Oh, man, they're just a bunch of haters. Oh, they just don't like Usyk. Oh, that's obviously coming from a bunch of Fury fans. No, we don't have that problem, guys, on this show. We are objective. We are boxing fans first and foremost. And I'm not even considering that I've been in this business for over 20 years. I'm just viewing this as an objective fan. So how's that looking now? Is there any more credence in that now? What say you guys? Because right now, Daniel Dubois has earned his spot among the elite in the heavyweight division, becoming the rightful IBF heavyweight champion, making a claim to face outright the winner of December's Fury versus Usyk Part 2. Because let's just face it, guys. Win or lose, it looks like Usyk is going to retire. Now, if Fury should win, I don't even know if he's going to be lured out of retirement to compete in a rubber match. I don't think so. It took a lot to convince him. It took a lot to convince him to actually follow through with this second fight. But he's a man of his word, and I respect that. I have a lot of respect for Alexander Usyk. Guys, it's my pleasure to introduce at this time my nephew from Florida, Anthony Manzano. Anthony, how art thou, my friend? Have you seen any good fights lately, brother?
Honestly, I told you guys yesterday that AJ wasn't going to be mentally there. That's what happened.
Well, it didn't even look like it wasn't even mental. He looked like he was the slower, lumbering, physically. He just didn't look like the physical specimen that we've grown accustomed to seeing. But you know what? We saw it all week, to your defense. To support what you're saying, we saw it all week. Daniel Dubois seemed to be in his head.
Yeah, AJ has this. I don't know what it is. Like AJ knows let's be honest. I think AJ knows he's the better fighter, but he sometimes gets in his head way too much. Why is that?
Because he's mentally fragile, brother. Ever since getting knocked out in sparring by W.A.W, and then going through with that Andy Ruiz fight, getting knocked out there, he hasn't been right.
And the Usyk fights too.
Right. He hasn't been right in the medulla. Guys, proof of this. Look how the classiest ambassador of the heavyweight division reacted when he lost the second time to Usyk, dumping his belts outside of the ring and then going on that strange diatribe. Oh, I'm not Rocky Marciano. I'm not a small athletic heavyweight. What the hell was that all about?
Wait. We're talking about the guy whose father is crazy. Are you surprised Tyson Fury would say crazy crap like that?
No. That was Anthony Joshua.
Oh! I thought you were talking about Tyson Fury after he lost.
No. Look, Tyson Fury, after losing, look, according to one of the judges, he won. That was a split decision. Okay? And look, he said, I think and once again, after losing, yeah, it was pretty stupid. I think they were just giving it to him because of, they felt bad for everything happening in Ukraine. Yeah, it's pretty stupid, but come on, guys. These guys, after getting beaten in the head, yeah, they're going to say some stupid shit. But I'm sorry. We expect that from Fury. He's got some screws loose even without getting punched in the noggin. Yeah. But the great ambassador, Anthony Joshua, the classy guy, yeah, he sounded like sour grapes, like a sore-ass loser.
I want to see Daniel after this fight. I want to see Usyk versus Dubois.
I'm sorry, what do you want to see, Anthony?
I want to see Dubois versus Usyk.
You want to see Dubois versus Usyk?
Yeah.
Brother, you're going to have to wait till Tyson Fury and Alexander Usyk, they've got some unfinished business, my friend. You're going to have to wait for after December. But I tell you what, congratulations, Daniel Dynamite Dubois, proving all of the naysayers wrong, proving that you can pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and redefine how everyone views you in this life. Guys, it's life in a microcosm. That's why we love our beloved boxing.
Honestly, for me, I like Daniel. For me, Daniel, he kind of like the way he fights a little bit. I see a little bit of Razor Ruddock. Kind of.
That's not a bad comparison. That's not a bad comparison. You know what? And everyone labeled this guy as a quitter.
Oh, after that, was it that? Yeah, was that the Usyk fight?
That was after the Joe Joyce fight. And then
I thought. Wait, who was the fight? I thought Dubois fought Usyk where Usyk got hit by a body shot, and everybody thought
of course, but he was labeled as a quitter because he quit against Joe Joyce because he broke his orbital bone and didn't want to continue, even though he was ahead on the judges' scorecards, at least two of them. He was winning, and he quit in the championship rounds. Everyone labeled him as a quitter after that, and and he got stopped by Usyk after that Luis Pabon referee trickery. But look, guys, look. I will say this. Don't be shocked if Frank Warren puts together somewhat of a quasi unification match between Daniel Dubois and Joseph Parker in the interim while we're waiting for Fury to settle his business with Alexander Usyk in December. Don't be shocked if that's even on the same card.
This is an honest question. Do you think, with how AJ is now, a guy like Jared Anderson can take advantage of it?
Oh,
Probably.
dude, you know what, dude? Don't even mention Jared Anderson in this equation. That kid, he's a mental midget compared to these giants, compared to these behemoths. Now, if you want to mention Martin Bacoli, well, that's more like it. If you want to mention Big Bang Chalet Zhang, that's more like it.
Or Andy Ruiz.
Well, he's, you know what? Being a 4-round fighter doesn't constitute getting a big, massive fight. Triple D didn't even low blow AJ. He didn't headbutt him either.
And you know,
hold on, Beth Maniel. Welcome to the show, sir. He says Dubois versus Parker sounds good. Yes. Don't be surprised if the Hall of Fame comes up with that one. And Hawker Mustang, that's exactly right. Who's going to keep fighting a 250-pound man with a broken orbital bone? Exactly. That's what I'm saying, fight fans. So we're going to flip the script, guys. Is AJ done? Is
honestly,
he finished? Yes. Hold on, I'll get to you, Anthony. Just 1 second, brother. I value your opinion, but we're leading up to that. Alberto says, should AJ retire? I don't know. It seems like he can't take a shot anymore. Well, look, once again, there's no shame in getting hurt by a 250-pound guy with heavy hands. Like, honestly, Thomas on the phone, he said, yeah, that guy's fist is as big as my entire face. When you're getting hit by guys that large, I don't care how good you think your chin is, you're going to get hurt. You could be Randy Tex Cobb, and he's going to put you on your ass. Bethaniel says, Dubois is going to be a big star after this. Congrats to him. Yes, sir. And he deserves it. From coming up off the canvas and taking all of that rhetoric, taking all of that unwarranted criticism, proving all of his naysayers wrong right in their faces. All 98,000 of them. Mm-hmm. Did you hear how quiet that stadium got when Anthony Joshua face planted into the canvas when he tried to get up a la Vic Darchinyan, landing right on his proboscis?
I thought Dubois from London too. Isn't it?
Yes, he is. So but everyone was there to see Anthony Joshua. And it was obvious that place got awfully quiet in a hurry.
I think what's happening to AJ Joe is what we're seeing slowly happening to Deontay Wilder.
Not slowly. I'm going to say it. He's damaged goods too. And that's why our brother G Funky said, you know what? AJ should have one last big payday and get it on with Deontay Wilder finally. The fight that we wanted to see 6 or 7 years ago. Right?
Hold on. Check this out.
Yep, check this out. JumpTube says, yep. Former cruiserweight Kevin Lorena knocked him down 3 times in the first round. Now he's heavyweight champion of the world. See how that works? Once again,
Kevin Lorena?
Go back and watch the undercard of Tyson Fury versus Derek Chisora, my friend. You'll see it.
Okay.
Did you see that?
Oh, he was a cruiser. Dubois was a cruiserweight before?
No, Kevin Lorena, my friend. Jeez, Anthony. Oh. So that's why I said leading up to this, I believed and I stated this several times on this show, I believe that Daniel Dubois exorcised the demons. He is brimming with confidence, and he's fought through adversity. He's fought through adversity, and he's won. Give me a situation in which Anthony Joshua has fought through adversity to come back and win.
None.
Oh, wait.
I don't remember any.
Neither do I. He's a bully. He's a front runner and a bully. And this is what happens when you stand up to bullies. I've never seen him do what Tyson Fury did in his first fight with Deontay Wilder. Get up off the canvas like that and finish the round strong. And Tyson Fury should have gotten the victory in the first fight. Gave that man a boxing lesson. Hold on. AJ came back to win against Vladimir. Look, AJ was winning that fight. Yeah, he got rocked by Vlad, but he was winning. Did he get knocked down? Yeah, he did. And yeah, if you want to make a case for that, yeah, he got up off the canvas, but he was winning that fight.
And you know what the crazy thing is? I keep like this is from delusional AJ fans that I deal with on like Twitter and stuff like that, or other social media platforms. They're saying a prime AJ would have dominated a prime Vladimir.
Huh, that's hilarious. Brother, he almost lost to an over-the-hill Vladimir.
Yeah, that's what people forget.
Now, if you want to put your finger on that, I would agree with that, Hawker Mustang. That's a very good point. That's the only time we've seen him get up off the canvas, dust himself off, come back and win the fight. And that was a great heavyweight fight in front of a capacity crowd, awesome crowd at Wembley. I loved it. That was an amazing fight. And he showed heart, toughness, physical and mental toughness. Yeah, I would agree with that. How long ago was that?
Almost 10 years ago.
Almost 10 years ago. Now he's 34. There it is. And he completely missed an AJ knockdown where AJ was bent over and both of AJ's gloves touched the ground. Yep. Agreed.
Yeah, no, and to be honest, I agree with what you said last night. People forget how dominant the Klitschko brothers were in their prime. Maybe it's because the division, maybe the heavyweight division back then didn't have like people that can compete.
Stop it. You know what, man? David Hay. Oh, come on, dude. Come on. You know what? It was a very good division. It wasn't the greatest. It wasn't the 90s. Definitely wasn't the 70s. And I don't think it's as nearly as good as this era. But it wasn't completely devoid of talent.
As people make it out to be.
Fuck no, man. Come on, dude. You could.
Why is it? No. You know what it is? Do you think people don't really respect a David Hay or like Shannon Briggs or the other guy you brought up?
Layman Brewster?
Yeah, Layman Brewster.
Chingao. Alexander Povetkin in his prime?
Yeah, no, that's why I'm asking. Do you think
Marco Hook?
Yeah, that's why I'm asking. In general, do you think people felt those guys weren't at the they weren't even close to the Klitschko brothers? That's why they felt the division wasn't deep or good and stuff like that.
No. They're just idiots. Prime Klitschko brothers would be champions today. I wholeheartedly concur, my friend.
Honestly,
once again, we want to welcome our brother Low Clarity to the show. Gems and others in the channel said Triple D had a fine shot to win last night. Guess what? Yeah, we said that too. And I doubled down on it. I said, guys, you're going to see the more mentally fragile fighter fold like a house of cards. 4 knockdowns later and face planted, not being able to get up and beat the 10 count. Yeah, I feel vindicated. And not only that, I feel joyous because Eddie Hearn is sucking his thumb.
Honestly, the next fight for Double D, maybe Big Bang.
No, he's going
You
to
don't
fight
think-
Joseph Parker. They're both Frank Warren guys. I know Zhilei Zhang. Frank Warren still has options on Zhilei Zhang, but honestly, the fight that I want to see, Zhilei Zhang versus Martin Bakole. Holy shit, guys. Can you say heavy lumber? Holy shit, that's a great fight. That's
What
the
happened
fight
to,
I want to see.
Can you explain to me what happened to Hrgovic? Do you think people were hyping him up too much?
No. They made a stupid decision. Filip Hrgovic got cut during camp, and because money was too great, they didn't want to pass this. They didn't want to pass this opportunity because they had already been sitting dormant thanks to Eddie Hearn, who wanted Anthony Joshua to get this situation, to get this opportunity. Anthony Joshua and Eddie Hearn wanted to face Daniel Dubois, not Filip Hrgovic. Well, be very careful in boxing because you just may get what you ask for. And they got it. Boy, did they ever. They got it. Boy, I bet you Eddie Hearn. Once again, guys, Hearn with Hearn, the genius. What's wrong, Eddie? You made one terrible decision after another. 3-time champion, 3-time heavyweight champion, my ass.
And Joe, I've been saying this.
Evander
Like,
Holyfield's jockstrap.
yeah, no, and Joe, me and you talked about this, and people on another platform, and people remember that people lame based me for saying this on another platform, saying that I don't know what I'm talking about. I've said multiple times, Eddie's just living off his father, like the credibility of his father, and he's taking his father's credibility down the toilet.
Well, everyone knows that, and he's an egoed out son of a bitch, and I have no problem saying that. But I will say this: if you think that Vladimir Klitschko and Vitaly Klitschko were cupcakes and wouldn't be champion today, yeah, I'd like to see any of these cats do what Vitaly Klitschko was doing to Lennox Lewis. I'd like to, honestly, I would take Sultan Ibragimov, Barney Rubble. Do you remember him?
Ibragimov? No.
I would take Sultan Ibragimov over Anthony Joshua. Yes, I would. With that southpaw position, with those quick hands, with those heavy hands, I'd take Sultan Ibragimov over Anthony Joshua any day of the week. In fact,
honestly, I would like to see a prime.
Listen. In fact, I would take a prime Alexander Povetkin over Anthony Joshua any day of the week.
Yeah, that would be an interesting fight. Povetkin,
not the guy who fought and beat Dillian White. Not that guy. Not the guy that Anthony Joshua faced. A prime Alexander Povetkin.
That's a fight I want to see. How Usyk versus Povetkin? Who to win that?
Dude, Povetkin's like 72 years old now. Come on, dude.
No, a prime Povetkin.
Versus whom?
Usyk.
Oh, gosh, that's a great fight. Holy shit. I don't know, man. That's a great fight. Povetkin was a bad dude, but you know what?
Was he more of a knockout artist or a boxer?
He was both. That's what made him so scary. And honestly, if Luis Pabon had not allowed Vladimir Klitschko to do his best WrestleMania impression, that might have been a very, very Tough fight. But once again, one of the worst
Pavone.
referees in boxing, Luis Pavone, just stunk out the joint.
Wait, is Pavone worse than Kenny Weeks?
No. Well, yes. Yes. Look, I don't know. They're both shitty. Alberto says, did AJ Star Power take a hit after his loss? What do you think, sir? I know he's still the face of UK. Really? You sure about that now?
That's Tyson Fury's.
Now, look, brother. This is all going to be contingent on how he comes back. In my opinion, he's not going to come back. I think he's going to fucking retire. I think he's going to retire. Because think about this. No. Hold on, Anthony. Think about this. Where does he go from here? He's got to start all over again. Where does he go? At 34, can he rebuild? Can he be the $6 million man? Can they rebuild him?
Nope.
I don't think so. Not at age 34. Look, he didn't just lose like Tyson Fury. That was a close fight. And Tyson Fury, if he didn't play with his food, that might have been an easy day at the office. But you can't discount, man, Alexander. That guy is a special fighter. And I was saying it when we were doing the live broadcast. Special fighters make adjustments. Special fighters make adjustments, guys.
See, and you know the funny thing about it, when I look at Usyk, I think he came 2 decades too late in the heavyweight division, to be honest. I think he would have hit the way he like the type of fighter he is. I think would have done better in the 90s and 2000s with like the Klitschko brothers.
Dude, what are you talking about? He's the undisputed champion right now.
No. But what I'm saying, I understand he's a undisputed champion right now. But what I'm saying, Joe, is before he won the championship and stuff like that.
He's doing just fine. He would look, Anthony. He would do just fine in any era. Usyk is a special fighter. So is Fury.
He's generational.
So is Vladimir. So is Vitaly. Those are generation talents.
Evander Holyfield.
AJ a Hall of Fame? Hold on, listen. Is AJ a Hall of Famer? Yes, without a doubt. First ballot. No, he's first ballot Hall of Famer. Are you kidding me, guys? Now, once again, hold on, guys. Now, once again, think about who's in the Hall of Fame. Now, I know these guys aren't first ballots, but if you put Boom Boom Mancini in the Hall of Fame, if you put Timothy Bradley in the Hall of Fame, if you put Carl Froch in the Hall of Fame, damn it, you're going to have to put Anthony Joshua.
Okay.
He's a first ballot Hall of Famer, guys. Now, come on. Be objective here. We're not haters on this channel.
I'm going to be objective. It's recency bias for me with AJ. His last few performances have tainted me with the first ballot Hall of Famer thing a little bit, Joe, because of the recent performances. Can you understand where I'm a little bit hesitant?
I cannot, Anthony. Stop for a second, brother. No, my friend. I love you, brother, but come on, dude. Stop it. Stop
Recency bias doesn't hurt the actual Hall of Fame voters.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So how did you feel about Roy Jones's chances of getting into the Hall of Fame when he was getting knocked out by some asshole in Russia? When he was getting knocked out by Glencoff Johnson? Did that hinder his chances of getting into the Hall of Fame? Hell no. What about Evander Holyfield? When he's getting knocked out by James Toney, did that hinder his chances of getting into the Hall of Fame? Guys, stop it. You guys sound like a bunch of weirdos.
No, Joe, what I'm trying to say is, I'm not saying he's not going to get into the Hall of Fame, but not first ballot, is what I'm saying.
Oh,
Like-
Chingao, dude. Stop. Just stop. Look, this is not, guys, if it were the Hall of Accomplishments solely, it would be called that. It's the Hall of Fame. Consider that, guys. Look at the impact Anthony Joshua has had on the sport. Not only is he a two-time unified world champion, look at his resume, but look at the impact he's had on the sport. He
Cultural.
put UK boxing back on the map, guys, in a major way. A former gold medal Olympian. Guys, this is silly.
I see what you're saying.
Hold on. Jose Chavez, AJ versus Zhang. Brother, Zhang would clean his clock. Do you really think Eddie Hearn wants any part of that? Hell no.
Jose, no, I don't think.
Alberto, thank you, my friend. And brother, keep in mind, I love all of you guys. Just like I love my brother Anthony. And once again, we can disagree, but it's always that line of respect. And I love all of you guys, and I respect all of you guys.
Joe, you know why I do the recency bias thing for me? It's because
because you listen to all these fuck nuts around us. I know.
No, for me is I bring my line of thinking for other sports when they do the Hall of Fame voting, that they do recency bias for these athletes and stuff like that.
Look. No, look. This is what I can't stand about when you have big fat ass idiots like Dan Raphael voting whether or not, well, I don't think Pete Rose, what he did was deplorable. His jowls fucking shaking all over the place.
Oh, God, that's disgusting.
Yeah, dude, that is disgusting. It's like that guy's passing judgment on a great man, on these great men that have accomplished so much more than Dan Raphael could ever hope to accomplish. Shit, the only thing Dan Raphael's accomplished is spending all day at the Golden Corral. That's it.
See, I'm surprised Teddy Al, like, for me, I'm surprised they don't, for the voting panel, they don't have like trainers like Freddie Roach or someone on that panel who actually train these fighters, or a guy like Telly Atlas on these voting panels for the Hall of Fame, because they've actually
no. You know what they should just have? Yeah, they should just have guys in this business solely. And I'm talking about working members of this business, not guys who are critics. What the fuck, man, critics? What the hell do you have to be? What do you have to do to be a critic anyway? Oh, his last performance was lackluster. What the hell does that even mean anyway? Lackluster. Kiss my ass. It's like, what
see, and this is why
your last article was lackluster, man.
See,
it's like, dude, you know what? As of late, he just hasn't impressed me. Shut the fuck up, man, fat man.
You and James should be on the voting panel for the Hall of Fame, Joe.
You know what, man? I don't care. I've been invited. I was invited 10 years ago to be part of the Boxing Writers Association. I said, you know what? No, I'm good. I don't give two shits about that. In fact, I'm not going to be a beat writer forever, because I actually have more to offer this business. Like, yeah. I am a jack of all trades when it comes to this business. I've been a matchmaker. I've been a promoter. I've been an event organizer. I've been a ring announcer. I've even DJ'd events. I've been a commentator. I was just ring announcer to an amateur show. Man, I am not above anything. If promoters or fighters need me I've been a publicist. I've been a beat writer. If promoters, fighters, or anyone in this business needs me to help out and do a job, I will do it. You ask Dan Raphael if he can do that. He can kiss my ass.
Yeah, no, and you've learned from the two of the greatest people in boxing history, and Emmanuel Stewart and Don Chargan.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And you worked with Eric Gomez too.
Yep. I work with Eric and Oscar, and I work with Richard, work with Don. I worked with
can you explain to me
a lot of people in this business. Yeah.
Can you give me your honest opinions on Eric? Like, I've heard good things about him from like people who wrote articles about him, but you've worked with him directly. Is he as like controlling as people make him out to be?
No. Eric is a great guy and a real professional, and he's so astute. And what makes him such a good guy is his humility. Like, I'll never forget the first time I met Eric. He didn't know shit from Shinola about boxing. He was Oscar's childhood friend. And Oscar loved him and say, hey, you know what? You're a smart guy and I believe in you. I'm going to give you this assignment and I want you to be part of my new promotional company. And we're all going to learn from the master, Don Warwick Chargan. Same gentleman who taught me everything I know about the business. And the reason why I learned as much as I did is the same reason why Eric did. Because he was humble and he listened. Oscar, not so much. He was the face. He's the golden boy. That's all he needed to do. Richard, that guy was the money man. Like, honestly, that guy was a machine. And before he was poisoned by Al Heyman, Golden Boy was easily and quickly became the biggest boxing promoter in the world. I remember one year they had over 80 some odd TV dates in 1 year. Do the math, guys. There's only 52 weeks in a year.
What? So he had like 4 or 5 fights every month?
Oh gosh, yes. And it was on multiple networks. That's why they had over 80 dates in 1 year in their prime, right? Before Al Heyman poisoned them. So going back to Eric Gomez, he started out learning the art of matchmaking, right? And that was his role. He was just going to be the matchmaker. And then Don taught him everything. And he once told me, he said, yeah, Don is he's like a dad to me. He's taught me everything about this business. And look at where he is now. He's running the show at Golden Boy Promotions, and they're doing an amazing job.
Who's the second guy over? There's 2 matchmakers at Golden Boy. I know there's Eric and there's another guy there. I forgot.
Yeah, his name is Rick Glazer.
Oh,
look, Rick I'm not officially. He contracts, but yeah, he puts together a lot of matches. He finds opponents, and he puts together a lot of matches for Golden Boy Promotions.
Oh no, I thought there was a younger guy there. Like
he is there, but he's still learning the business.
You know what I'm talking about, though?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. He is just learning the business.
What does Bernard do over at Golden Boy? Does he do the same thing as Oscar? They're just the face of the business, or does he actually help matchmaking?
Nope. He's just the face. He's an investor also. He owns part of Golden Boy now. But Eric runs the entire show.
Yeah.
Eric is a really astute, humble, good guy. And every time you interview him or talk to him, he always is very cordial, mild-mannered, humble, astute, and he always has a smile on his face.
The 3 guys I like in terms of matchmaking are Eric is good. Eric is great. The other guy I like is the one that works with Bob Arum. Look,
the 3 best matchmakers in boxing right now bar none, are, let's see. Honestly,
Gomez.
in my opinion, I think in my opinion, it's Brad Goodman, Bruce Trampler. I don't know if it's Eric. Maybe it's Eric.
Lou
I don't know,
Dubas.
man. What? Who?
Dubas.
No.
I
You know,
thought
I don't.
Dubas is a.
No. I don't. You know what? Tom Brown is an excellent matchmaker.
Yeah, that's what I meant to say.
Ron Katz is an amazing matchmaker. Kevin Rooney Jr. is quickly on his way.
How
There are
about
a
the
lot
guy
of
that works with Morel?
Louis DeCubas. There, he's a manager.
I said he's a matchmaker too.
No, he's a manager.
Okay. I've
He's a
always assumed
manager.
he was.
No. Ron Katz is a Hall of Famer. Tom Brown is a future Hall of Famer. Brad Goodman is a Hall of Famer. Bruce Trampler is a Hall of Famer. Kevin Rooney Jr. is well on his way. There are a lot of talented matchmakers. Eric Botcher, Eric Gomez, Roberto Diaz. Now I'm going to answer this, and this is, no one has the balls to say this but me. JD Spades, welcome to the show, sir. Love you, brother. Welcome to the show. And he says, why did Golden Boy fire Roberto Diaz? I'm going to tell you, sir. And no one else is going to say this. Okay, stop, Jose. Yeah, that's hilarious. Matching a spatula with a fucking spoon? Is that it? Shit. Look, guys, Ryan Garcia, Roberto Diaz was in charge of cultivating and nurturing Ryan Garcia's career. And they loved the idea of turning him into a star like Edgar Berlanga, him just getting these quick knockouts. Well, guess what? When you get every great matchmaker knows that if you don't get a fighter the proper seasoning and quality opposition he needs to learn during the 4, 6, and 8 round stages, by the time he gets to the 10 and the 12, he should be seasoned enough to fight anybody. But guess what? Ryan Garcia made it to the 10 and the 12 round level, and he's very limited. So what are you going to do now? He's already grown accustomed to making these humongous dollars, these big paydays. And so you can't make these big paydays without sticking a fighter against the best. That's the same situation that Edgar Berlanga is in. So what are you going to do with Ryan Garcia now? Dude, now, for example, who would you favor? If, let's just say 147, would you favor Ryan Garcia against Boots Ennis?
Honestly, I'm a Ryan fan, but I think Boots wins that fight.
Let's say Tank Davis, Vasil Lomachenko. Vasil Lomachenko.
Loma.
Teofimo Lopez.
Tio.
Who else? Terrence Crawford.
Terrence.
Virgil Ortiz.
Virgil. Conor Ben.
Tim Zhu. Screw Conor Ben. He's a nobody. He might as well retire.
Honestly, I think that would be an even fight.
Do you see what I mean? The only thing that Ryan has now is his natural athletic gifts, that sick hand speed, those quick reflexes, and that left hook. Otherwise, he's a one-dimensional fighter. Look at all the trouble he had versus Oscar Duarte, someone who could apply intelligent pressure. Look at all the trouble he had. Look at all the trouble he had against Luke Campbell. Guys, he's a very limited fighter. And so Golden Boy, Eric and Oscar, they're like, fuck, man. You really fucked us. Robert. So now we're going to do it. This was supposed to be our next Canelo. You really fucked us. Now, once again, look at the job that Eric, Roberto, Richard, and mostly Don Chargan did with Canelo Alvarez. Cultivated. Here's the difference, guys. Now, once again, Canelo was a superstar already, but they had a serious problem. Oh my gosh. He's ready to move up to 60 in terms of weight, in terms of, fighting guys like Miguel Cotto, fighting guys like Gennady Golovkin, Danny Jacobs, all of those guys. We have to put him in against those guys to make money. Those are the fights that the fans want to see. But is he ready? Is he ready for the land of the giants? Because let's just face it, unless he can add that new wrinkle and learn how to cut off the ring and close the distance effectively, we are fucked. And so Don, in his infinite wisdom, said, you know what, guys? We can keep him let's try to keep him as long as we can at 54. And if he can't make weight, we'll keep him at 55 or 56, because he has to learn that new wrinkle. He has to add that ability to cut off the ring and close the distance effectively, and to be able to fight aggressively and to get off first. Because right now, he's merely a pocket counterpuncher. What's going to happen after the James Kirklands of the world, after the Alfredo Angulos? When those guys run out, who are we going to stick them in the ring with? And so they made up that Canelo weight and kept him there until he added that new wrinkle. And when they saw that he could successfully cut off the ring and close the distance proficiently and fight in a more aggressive manner, then they said, you know what? He's ready. Let's send him up to 60 and 68, because we believe that he is now a complete fighter. And guess what? They were right. Ryan Garcia, look at the job that Roberto Diaz did with Ryan Garcia in comparison. Robert Diaz really fucked Golden Boy. That's why, okay, I'm going to put this up again. That's why they fired Roberto Diaz. Because he was in charge of nurturing, being the chief matchmaker for Ryan Garcia. That was supposed to be their next Canelo. He really fucked them. Now, what are you going to do? He's grown accustomed to making tens of millions of dollars on pay-per-view. Now, what are you going to do? You can't put him in against Mario Barrios and expect to make the same kind of money. Now, what are you going to do?
As that?
They are fucked. And that's why they fired Roberto Diaz, and you're not going to hear that anywhere else. You just got the skinny, my friend.
Joe, can Oscar and Eric build Virgil to be the next Canelo? Probably.
I don't know. Look, he can't even sell out a venue in his hometown. He's a great fighter, but it takes more. You have to have that jet de
He doesn't have a personality.
No, look, you can build someone without a personality. Look at Chavez Sr. He didn't have the most sparkling personality. Look at Canelo before he learned English. That doesn't matter. Either fans love you or they don't. Ryan has that, but he's a limited fighter. And Roberto Diaz was in charge of that assignment, and he fucking blew it. They're like, dude, what the fuck, man? You really fucked us. That was Golden Boy's future. That was our golden goose. And you were in charge of seasoning this kid. Now we've got a more talented version of Edgar Berlanga. What the hell are we going to do with him? Now that he's grown accustomed to making this kind of money, we have no choice but to stick him in with the elite. And he's going to get his ass whooped.
The only fighter that he actually beat that people thought was elite was what's his face?
Haney. And he cheated. And once again, I'm not referring to that bullshit contamination. I'm talking about the weight. He cheated. That's what they should be more upset about. And whose fault is that? Devin Haney and Bill Haney. So once again, they've got no one to blame but themselves. But I'm sorry, guys. Roberto Diaz really screwed Golden Boy, man.
I can't believe I'm saying this.
Once again, what are you going to do with him?
No, but I don't know.
No. Here, look, here to there. Welcome to the show, sir. And I hope you enjoyed all the fights on your end of the pond. I tell you what a great event. What an amazing turn of events, and what an amazing dramatic main event, guys. Everyone got their money's worth who invested in this one. Win or lose, and once again, this happens in the heavyweight division, guys. But he says, and welcome to the show, sir. We love you on this show. He says Haney's going to cave and take the look. That's already. Why do you think he turned down the Paro fight? Why do you think he turned down the Sandor Martin fight? He's not going to fight, guys. He's not going to fight until April. And that's exactly what he wants. He's going to, like, oh, man, well, everything has to be right. And I'm going to call the shots this time. Really? The guy who couldn't sell out my living room on a Saturday night, who's grown accustomed to receiving inflated purses, the guy who no one wants to see, is going to call the shots when negotiating with Ryan Garcia? Really? That's going to be a neat trick. No, he's just saying that for his perception. In reality, behind closed doors, he's going to be kissing Ryan Garcia's ass.
And I think Ryan destroys him the same way he did without the steroids. I think Ryan, to be honest, I think Ryan wins that fight.
Look, Ryan is living rent-free inside of his head right now. Dude, I just saw this comment on X. It was friggin' hilarious. Dude, listen to this, guys. Someone made a comment, and it's terrible, but it's hilarious. So I'm going to say it. Someone said that Daniel Dubois has that autistic power.
What the hell?
Holy shit. Woo! So
I'm autistic, and that's hilarious.
See, this is the reason why I love Anthony so much, man, because I am a number one on the spectrum, as if you guys already didn't notice, right? And Gogi is like a number two. That's why Gogi is so brilliant, and that's why my brother Anthony is brilliant as well as being a very, very nice guy. Like, look, we all share that same almost crazy obsessive compulsive personality, right? Me, you, and Gogi. That's why we're brothers. That's why we love each other. That's why I love you, Tony.
Yeah, and honestly, I'm saying this. I think, to me, once Canelo retires, I can't believe I'm saying this. The guy who's going to replace him is not even in those glamour divisions. It's Bam. Bam Rodriguez.
Bam Rodriguez is signed with Matchroom Sports.
Oh, he's screwed, you think?
No. Bam is signed with Well, look, he's fighting in the co-main event in Philadelphia. Why aren't they putting their best fighter in their stable outside of Boots Ennis in San Antonio, where he's a big star? That is the dumbest shit I've ever heard in my life. But yeah, that's why I can say this and laugh. Because, yeah, he kind of has that autistic look in his face, just like us.
Yeah, no. And for me, with Bam specifically, with Bam, I think I hope once he finishes his contract with Matchroom, would it make sense maybe him going to Oscar and what's his face? Oscar and Eric over in Golden Boy? Or would it make a difference?
He should have signed. Hold on real quick.
Adam, at the biggest, Bam maybe is 122, and that's pushing it. Maybe 126, but 130
Sorry,
is
guys. No, guys. Bam is tiny. He's 5'4". I know that Tank Davis
monster.
is 5'5", but Bam, look, he's got sick power at 115, 112, 109. But look, guys, let's see how his power carries to 118 first before we start talking about super featherweight. Come on now.
Yeah, no, that's for me. I agree with you. I want to see how he does at 118. If his power carries to 118, then then and Monster is a whole different animal. I think Monster is just a freak, in my honest opinion.
Yeah.
Anui, Monster Anui.
Yeah, he's a freak. He's a technical wizard, and he's got sick power. You know what? And once again, he's in the same boat. Let's see how he looks at 26. Let's see how he looks at 30. Because I can't see him getting any. Like, you remember Nonito Donaire? You remember how awesome
Nonito?
you remember how amazing he looked at 22, 18, 15. You remember how amazing his sick power at those lower weight divisions. You remember what happened when he moved up to 26?
It didn't transfer.
Where the money was.
Didn't transfer.
He got demolished by the Axeman, Nicholas Walters.
Because Nonito's power. Nonito has power.
Like, guys, those are weight divisions for a reason. And you know what? I can't stand it when fans are like, oh, it's only 4 pounds. Kiss my ass, it's only 4 pounds. You know what, man? Go to a gym. Go to a gym and find out the difference. Hang out with these fighters. Actually watch them spar. Actually watch them work the heavy bag. Actually spend some time before you talk all kinds of stupid shit on social media when you've never even laced up the gloves. You've never even had your hands wrapped by a pro. You've never even worked out with anyone in a gym, in a real gym. I'm not talking about Crunch Fitness.
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking about a real boxing gym and spent time with these badasses, right? You know what? It's like these guys have no idea on social media with it, and so that's why I think it's hilarious. You can always tell when someone comes on this show or in this chat, and you can always tell that they're used to listening to another podcast. Like you can tell, Anthony.
Yeah.
Like you go and frequent a lot of different podcasts.
Yeah.
Do you ever get an education like you get regularly on this podcast anywhere else on the internet?
Not consistently.
Nope.
Yeah. No, and for me, I have what you have with boxing. I'm a competitive swimmer. I used to compete in swimming and stuff, and people would always say competitive swimming is easy. You're just going up and down the pool, not realizing the training.
Dude, you have to be in fight shape to be a competitive swimmer. You have to basically be in fight shape. Like, honestly, I think it's hilarious when some assholes will insist, oh, he's good. Like, Boots Ennis is good, but he gets hit way too much. It's like, that's like saying that Michael Phelps, oh, he's a great swimmer, but he gets too wet when he swims.
Yeah.
That sounds about as dumb, right? That sounds about as dumb. So hold on, or I should say is ignorant. JD, he said, Joe, what are your true thoughts on Emiliano Vargas? I think sky's the limit. And we saw that last night. He is getting better with each performance. And I think Top Rank, they were and once again, this is a testament to their brain trust. They've got the best matchmakers in the business. They were presented with all three Vargas sons, right? And who did they pick? Emiliano.
And to me,
Yep. But hold on, let me finish reading this. Do you think he has the potential to become the next big Mexican star? Well, look, in my opinion, no. If he doesn't look like Ryan Garcia or Oscar De La Hoya, it's highly unlikely. Or if he doesn't have that weird Irish look that Canelo has, that Spaniard look, no. But look, he might be a good size attraction. But look, you're talking about superstars. Do you realize how rare that air is? Guys like Canelo, guys like Ryan, guys like Oscar, guys like Floyd, guys
Tank.
like Manny, guys like, well, Tank's not, well, Tank, yeah, he's a superstar. Guys like Tank, like guys like Mike Tyson. Do you realize how rare that air is?
Would you say Tyson Fury's in that category, a superstar?
Yes, he's got a series on Netflix. He is a global phenomenon. And yeah, because of some of the things he said and did on social media, and it was largely spurred on by AJ fans. But look, it's like a lot of people jumped off that bandwagon, but let's just face it. It doesn't matter. If you've got a ton of detractors like Floyd Mayweather, you're still a superstar. People will still tune in and pay money just to see you lose. Tyson Fury is a global attraction, right? Something that Tank isn't. Something that most fighters aren't. Right?
Oh, Terrence Crawford. We forgot Terrence.
No, Terrence, man, he ain't shit.
He's not
Come
a
on,
superstar, you think?
guys. Fuck no. He's one of the best fighters in the world. But dude, come on. Look at the Madrimov event. How many pay-per-views did that sell? Man, it didn't sell shit. It sold like 75,000.
See, no, for me, when it comes to boxing specifically, Joe, I have 4 different levels. There's the generational guys, like a Ali, maybe an Oscar, and possibly Canelo and a Tyson. Then there's the superstars. And Floyd. Floyd's in that category of the generational guys that then there's a superstar.
So is Manny Pacquiao.
Pac-Man. Thank you. Tito. And to me, I think Lino can be a star, but he's not going to be a superstar. Like, he has a chance to be a good fighter and a star, but I don't think he's going to have the, what is it called? He's not going to have the crossover appeal like a Floyd Mayweather or an Oscar, to be honest. And I hate saying this as a Lino fan, to be honest.
Well,
He's basically, honestly, when I look at him, he basically fights like his father with a little bit more power. You see,
look. Hold on, brother. Look, there are great fighters like Terrence Crawford, but no, he's not a superstar. That guy, he's
a star.
He's delusional, dude. He's delusional, man. He's delusional. Come on, dude. Delusional.
Uh-huh.
He believes he deserves to make the most money, just as much as Canelo. Brother, how many pay-per-views has he done that's actually made someone money?
Besides the Spence fight, I can't remember.
Brother, Showtime lost money. PBC made money. The fighters made money. But, dude, Showtime lost money. Why do you think Showtime's not in this racket any longer? The biggest selling pay-per-view event of that year was by far Tank versus Ryan. That was just last year. Showtime pulled their investment. Why do you think Top Rank just let him go? Because he's a pain in the ass. And he'll always be a pain in the ass because he's a product of receiving inflated purses like Devin Haney. And Shakur is falling right there in line. And where do you think Shakur trains? With Terrence Crawford. He's poisoned that poor kid. Now he's got delusions of grandeur. Thinks he's worth $5 million guaranteed per event. Boots Ennis is getting poisoned as well by stupid Eddie Hearn.
Honestly, what needs to happen is, like, I've said this multiple times. I think what's going to eventually happen is a company like Endeavor might buy these promotions from.
Oh, wait a minute, brother. I'm sorry. Hold on, Anthony. Here that says Vargas versus Mason. Could be that? No, dude. No.
Abdullah's way too big.
No. Look. Why would you put two young guys where sky's the limit? I mean, that's way down the road, guys. That's way down the road. Abdullah Mason, and once again, guys, Don Chargan once taught me this. Don't get too high on a prospect until you see how well he can take a good punch.
Mm-hmm. And Joe, do you think, you know how Puerto Rico has been struggling to find the next superstar since Tito retired? Do you think that's going to happen with Mexico?
No, you forgot about you forgot about Miguel Cotto
and Miguel.
Look, first of all, you've got to have someone from Puerto Rico, not from Philly, who doesn't know Spanish, not from New York. You know, in order to create a Puerto Rican star, you need someone who's from Puerto Rico. Chingao. That's why.
What's his face?
That's why Canelo. Oh, don't say Felix Verdejo, brother.
Not Verdejo.
That guy's rotting in jail.
Oh no, not Verdejo. Maybe Xander.
Xander Zayas, I don't know. I haven't really been that impressed with him as of late. But the plan is that Top Rank. That's why they signed Vito Milnecki Jr. That is going to be a huge ticket seller at 54 in New York next year during the Puerto Rican Day Parade. Xander Zayas versus another huge ticket seller in that area, young Vito Milnecki Jr. And the winner of that fight, boy, a star is going to be born in the East Coast. Can you imagine
how good of a fighter his father was, Vito Sr.?
Oh, shit. I don't know. I've never seen him fight. I've just heard him bark. That guy's like Tony Soprano on steroids. Oh, Chingao, man. You know what, dude? I'm getting sick and tired of hearing Keyshawn Davis's name. Yeah, you called it, Alberto. Keyshawn Davis called out Emiliano Vargas. I can't stand Keyshawn. He hangs out with Shakur, so his intolerableness is rubbing off. Very well said, my friend. Bravo. I like Keyshawn just fine as a fighter as well, but he's out of line calling him out. He needs to be looking up the food chain now. He has been a pro for 5 years. Exactly. Now, look, here's a problem that they have with Keyshawn. Can you sell tickets? Guys, there's only 2 reasons why anyone gets in this business. First is to make money. Second reason, to make more money. That's it. Look, I don't even want to talk about Lupe Valencia. Lupe's an idiot who knows dick about boxing. I tell you what, guys, Thomas right now he's texting me. He's like, I'm trying to go to sleep, but I can't. I'm still feeling that adrenaline from working in front of 100,000 people.
Ask him to
love.
come up.
No. He's laying in bed. He's tired. But I love Thomas, man. He's such a cool dude, and he's such a nice guy, and he's one of the more humble, just great people, the nicest people that you'll ever meet, not just in this business but in life. And I tell you what, I am so happy that he's finally, after over 30 years in this business, he's finally getting the recognition that he deserves. He is one of the good guys, and he's put in the time, brother.
And that's why, honestly, that's why I said that. Honestly, Thomas should be in the Hall of Fame already.
Well, he will be. I have no doubt in my mind. Thomas is a great guy, man, and that's what this sport needs. That's what this sport needs to flourish again. Yeah, Jump Tube. He started in this business in the 90s. He started with the Old American Presents, working with Dan the Man Goosen. He started ring announcing when he was still wrestling for WCW. He's a former pro wrestler. He actually wrestled. He actually wrestled against Stunning Steve Austin when they were the Hollywood Blondes with Jeff Jarrett, right? Or not? No, not Jeff Jarrett. Was it Jeff Jarrett?
Oh no, it was Pillman Sr.
Yes, Flying Brian Pillman. Yes, thank you.
His son is this is gonna make you feel old. His son is wrestling in WWE now.
Wow, that's amazing. But I tell you what, yeah, Thomas has been through. Oof, what a life, man! If you guys, I tell you what, hopefully sometime, yeah,
I saw some of his highlights from WCW.
Yeah, look. What? Hopefully, you guys will learn about everything that Thomas has been through, because it's quite a story. He is, and that's why he's such a humble guy, because he's seen it all and he's been through it all. And if you only knew, yeah, that's why I have the immense amount of respect for Thomas that I do, and that's why he's so humble. Even though he's been given these huge assignments, I can't think of a more humble guy in this business. That's why because he's been through all of the ups and downs, and he has struggled. And it's feast or famine in this business, guys.
Hey,
and
Joe,
he's seen it all, and I couldn't be. Oh, look at this. We're texting him saying, brother, you deserve everything. All of the accolades and all of the success that you're currently getting. I said, you deserve it. And he goes, it only took 33 years and living in my car to get here. Thomas just texted me that. That's what a great guy he is. And that's how grounded he is. And the only thing that kept him on this path is his spirituality, his belief in himself, as well as his faith in the Holy Trinity, and his determination and work ethic. Thomas is a special guy, man. And I'm very, very proud to call him my friend.
Joe, what I was going to ask you, since you do a show with Thomas, have you ever thought of trying to get a hold of what's his name? The guy that you always do an imitation of, the announcer, the ring announcer.
Oh, which one?
Lupe.
Lupe Contreras?
Not Lupe.
Dude, let me tell you a story, guys. This is hilarious. Yep. He is a great American, guys. He is truly a great success story. Right. And Thomas, and I can't wait for you guys to hear his story, because it's one that deserves to be told. But let me just say this. This is hilarious, and I'm going to have to bid everyone good night, because we're already 2 hours in, right? And Anthony, I want to thank you, man, for being my guest on tonight's show, man. You're always a joy to talk to, and I love you, brother. I consider you
the guy
family.
I'm thinking of, Joe, before you tell the story, the guy I'm thinking of is the guy that you always say has that diphthong when he does his announcing. Not Diamante.
Diphthong.
Oh,
Diphthong is
no.
when you sing, right? You combine the
Yeah, no.
consonants. Yeah.
You say that he has this weird thing with his voice where it goes very It's not Lupe Contreras, is it? It's an
No,
announcer
it's
that.
no, it's Lupe, and I call it, and this is part of the story. It's Lupe Contreras, right? And because I'm a musician and I pay attention to this shit, and because I'm autistic like my brother Anthony, right, my nephew, I notice this stuff, and I don't know how, and I don't know why, but I do. And Anthony, I'm sure you've got instances where you notice things that most other people don't, and it's a blessing and a curse.
Yeah,
You know,
I know what you're talking about.
Of course you do, my friend. That's why we have so much in common. That's why we can relate, right? But it's funny. I noticed this stuff. Lupe, he does, and no one has ever noticed this either. Not his fans, not even him. He's got a minor second dip, right? Minor second is the smallest interval that you can make in music. It's when you have on the piano a black key and a white key. That's a minor second, right? And so he does this every single time. And Thomas goes, man, you know what? That is just spot on, man. Can you record your Lupe impression and send it to me? And I had no idea he was going to send it to Lupe Contreras. Dude, so I do it, and I said, look, I'll do this for you because I love you, Thomas. And I said, I'll do this for you. And I said, I'll do it is his impression with him announcing my favorite fighter that he used to announce. And because what made it so special, he was the only ring announcer who would actually pronounce Nonito Donaire's name properly. And he pronounced it like this. The Filipino Flash, the current WBC featherweight champion, Nonito Donaire. You pronounce it Donaire. That's how it's supposed to be pronounced in the Philippines, right? And did you hear what I just did when I was doing his cadence, right? It's that little minor second interval that throws it off key. He does everything in the right key until the very end. Nonito Donaire. He goes off key and it drives me nuts. It drives me
the next
nuts.
time I hear Lupe,
Dude,
I want to see if
because I'm a musician and everything has to be in key. It's my damn autism, brother. It has to be on key, or else it's like, it's like pieces of glass in my brain. It's like nails on a chalkboard. I just want to fix it. I want to squeeze his nose or something, or squeeze his throat and put it back in key. And it drives me nuts. That's the reason why it stuck out to me like that. One, I'm a musician, and two, I'm messed up, right?
So, hey, Joe, Alberto in the chat was asking,
yeah,
am I really your nephew? Alberto, no, it's a term of endearment.
No. Yeah, it's a term of endearment. I'm his uncle, and he's my nephew.
Have a good day, Joe. Are you doing another show tomorrow?
No. Listen, I'm not finished with the story. Now, listen. This is amazing. And so Thomas, being Thomas, he sends it to Lupe. He sends it to everybody. He sends it to Michael Buffer. He sends it to Jimmy. He sends it to Raul Marquez. He sends it to Al Bernstein. He sends it to Lupe Contreras himself. And you know what Lupe's reaction was? This is what Lupe said. Thomas, I'm sorry. I just don't hear it. It doesn't sound anything like me.
Wait, Lupe said this?
And Thomas is like, man, what are you kidding me, man? It sounds just like you. What are you talking about, man? That's you. And it's hilarious when Thomas was working the DAZN show, and because he had played it for Raul Marquez, and it's hilarious. Raul's son, his youngest son, right? Not the one Giovanni, but his youngest son actually did my impression of me doing Lupe, and it was just so adorable and it was amazing. But Thomas is like, he's doing the ring announcing on the DAZN show in Detroit, this last one that they had, and Raul does the commentary. And as soon as Thomas gets up into the mic and is getting ready to announce, he looks down at Raul, and Raul goes, "Nonito." And Thomas just couldn't help himself, started cracking up, and he shakes his head and goes, "You asshole."
Oh,
So yeah, that's a true story, guys. And I cannot believe that everyone else is like, "Oh my gosh, that's like the greatest Lupe Contreras I've ever heard." And Lupe, Thomas, I don't want to be insulting, man, but I just don't hear it. And another thing you have to do to get down Lupe's impression, you've got to pronounce everything, almost overpronounce it like you're wearing a set of dentures that are too big for your mouth, right? So it's like, "You, el gran campeón, hecho en México, Julio César Chávez Jr." And it's hilarious. And Lupe was like, no, I just don't hear it. Lupe, no, he wasn't upset, but he was just saying, "Yeah, that doesn't sound anything like me."
Look, you know what it is. Maybe Lupe has heard multiple impressions of him, and he's like, "Not another one."
Oh my gosh!
Have a good day.
Oh, you're gonna be off. I tell you what, I'm gonna go ahead and blaze also.
Are you
guys.
doing another show?
I'm gonna be doing a show tomorrow night with James Gogi, guys. It's the return of Gogi. He's got a lot of hold on. Diamante is look, I do a Diamante. I just don't want to do it right now, guys. Chingao. Honestly, I have a lot of respect for everyone who does this because it's not nearly as easy as people think. Because you use an unusual amount of energy when you do this, and it's really loud, right? Like Thomas, he pushes air. Like when we go, like last time we were at IHOP after an event, and he starts going into his ring announcing thing. Everyone turns around and looks. It's really loud, and it's the same thing with me. Like I'm really loud when I do this stuff. You have to push a lot of air, and that's why we're ring announcers.
Yeah,
it's not
Joe,
easy.
Well, people forget.
So I have a ton of respect for guys like David Diamante. I will say this: if you don't have a good catchphrase, just do what Jimmy Lennon does. Damn it, fight fans! Here we go. It's time for the main event of the evening. You know what? It's like, dude, just say that. From the four corners to the ring. It's like, come on, dude. That's So my catchphrase is this, Anthony. Es hora de puros chingazos. And that's great in South Texas. That means, hey, it's time to get it on. Puros chingazos. Everyone loves it, and everyone goes nuts when they hear it. Even the kiddos today at the amateur show. Like, es hora de puros chingazos. That's perfect for prize fighting.
That honestly, that only works. I'm gonna say it only works in Vegas. That could only work in Vegas, Texas, Arizona, and California, Southern California. I don't think.
Hold on, real quick. Hold on, dude. Stop it, Hawker. Stop it, dude. That's just terrible. That guy wouldn't know the half of it. That guy doesn't know how to be a ring announcer. Like, honestly, he has no idea. That guy can't even talk on the on a podcast without fumbling all over himself. He definitely isn't that. He definitely doesn't articulate anything well enough to be a real ring announcer. Now, maybe for some backyard bullshit, maybe, I don't know. But look, JD, this is why Thomas is like You know what? I'm very grateful for everything I get because no one is indispensable in this business. Everybody is replaceable because he knows how talented people are in this world, man. And so Lupe, he didn't get blackballed. He just lost his gig with Top Rank for some reason. And they went with, I don't remember his name, the new guy, the guy who can sing. He's got a great voice, man. He is a really good singer. But I don't think he's as good as Lupe. But he's really good. He's just not, like, put it this way. You could put Lupe anywhere and he does a great job.
Honestly, Lupe, I'm joking around. I think Lupe could be a good ring announcer for wrestling.
Anything. Yeah, just like Joe Martinez is a great ring announcer. Mark Chinook is
I was going to ask you this, Joe. You've heard ring announcers from both boxing and wrestling. Do you think a guy like Gene Okerlund, Mean Gene, would do well as a ring announcer in boxing?
No. Gene Okerlund was just the Larry Merchant. He was the guy who did the interviews. It takes something different to be
Howard Finkel, the Fink.
Yes, Howard Finkel was the greatest, and it's funny. And once again, it's my autism, brother. I busted Thomas TREIBER and said, dude, I said, one of the reasons why I love your cadence and I love your presentation because of the style that you adopted from Howard Finkel. And he goes, man, how did you know that? And I said, dude, I'm a wrestling head just like you, brother. And I said, plus I've got that ear. I can pick that stuff out. I'm a ring announcer, dude. That's what I do too. And he's like, no one has ever picked that out. And I'm like, well, that's because we both have that ear. We both do this. And you know what? He's done such an amazing job, Thomas, of taking that inspiration, that style from Howard Finkel, but making it his own. And it is Thomas TREIBER. And Thomas is doing an amazing job of creating this niche for himself in this business. And honestly, I don't care who knows it. I think Thomas is the best in the world right now outside of Jimmy Lennon Jr.
That's what I was going to ask you. Do you think Fink would have transitioned well into boxing as a ring announcer?
Fink is the greatest of all time, in my opinion.
You think so?
Yes, I think so. Fink is the greatest of all time. Like, it didn't sound like a big event in wrestling unless it had Howard Finkel.
Yeah. No, and funny you should say that. Every time when you were interviewing Thomas, I'm like, am I hearing Fink for some reason?
Yeah, man, Thomas, I'm telling you, dude. See, you've got that ear too, man. But yeah, Thomas, he's inspired by Howard Finkel, but he's done a really great job of kind of putting his own spin on it. He is really, really good. Like, Thomas is a real pro, and he can just turn it on. And the most impressive thing about Thomas is you could put him in front of 10 people, and you could put him in front of 100,000. You're still going to get the same product, that same energy, the same articulation. He is a real pro, man. Like, Thomas is really impressive. When you see him in person, you see him doing what he does. He is really impressive. He's a real pro.
Jump was asking you a question, Joe.
Yeah, that's it.
That's the question. He wanted who's the announcer in WCW with the mullet?
Oh gosh, don't say Tony Schiavone, man. That guy sucked. But he wasn't a ring announcer. He was a commentator. I don't remember who the primary ring. I know Thomas does because he knew all those guys. He used to wrestle with them, as well as be an announcer. Thomas would know. I tell you what. Remind me, Jump Tube, if you can, next time we feature Thomas on the show, to please remind me to ask him that question, or just come on and do it. Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. I can't remember. Yeah, I can't stand Tony Schiavone either. John Wallace, welcome to the show, sir. We're about to jump off, but thank you for being here. Says, I knew Dubois was going to win. Yep, so did I. I just had that feeling, didn't you? But hey, guys, we do have to jump off.
Have a good night, Joe.
Anthony, it's always a pleasure, my friend. I love you, brother. God bless you.
Love you too.
And I tell you what, hope to next time we go on with Gogi or Adam or anyone, man, I hope you can jump on with us again.
You never dropped the link with Gogi's on.
Well, you know what, and I can't. Gogi said, you know what, he doesn't want anyone on with him. And honestly, yeah. See, you know what, Gogi, like I said, I kind of spilled the beans.
Ronnie and Gogi, I think it's understandable. Because
Well,
they
look.
don't be
Ronnie doesn't mind having like James. He does a great job co-hosting. He has no problem allowing James to chime in. But Gogi, like, have you noticed, like, Gogi, it kind of does something when I try to interject. He'll go, Joe, when he wants me to shut up. And because he's like us, Anthony. He's like us.
Yeah.
I don't have to say anything else, right? He's like us.
Have a good night, Joe. See you tomorrow.
You as well, my friend. God bless you, brother. It's good to see you. Thank you, Anthony, for being here. I tell you what, guys, love Anthony, man. He's such a good kid. And yeah, always very fond of my nephew. But guys, that's just about it. That's gonna just about do it. Yeah, what a treat, guys. We get to speak with Thomas as soon as he gets off that stage, right? And just the picture he paints of being there 10 feet away from Daniel Dubois when he lands that coup de grace and sends Anthony Joshua face down into the canvas. Wow, something to behold. And the way he describes it is dunk. Like he said, it was like a thud. Like you could feel the shot landed right in front of him. That's amazing. Imagine being right there 10 feet away. Boy, that's something to behold, guys. It's something to think about. Until we meet again tomorrow night with James Gogi. Oh, David Pencer. Yeah, Thomas knows him. I'll bring it up next time, my friend. Thank you, JumpTube, for being here and bringing that up. Yes, you have a very good night, my friend. Alberto, always a pleasure, my brother in Christ. And Rick Glazier, of course, he's my brother. I love Rick, man. He's one of the coolest guys and the funniest guys in this business. One of the coolest guys I know. But we're giving him a little break because, look, and it's kind of a punishment a little bit. Because if you cannot come on the show and respect the platform enough to keep from eating and sounding like a damn animal when you're chewing your food, and if the listeners, if you guys, my extended family, if you guys notice it and mention it, yeah, I'm not gonna be very happy about that. So we're giving Rick a little vacation until he can agree to come on without eating, right? But yeah, but once again, Rick is still part of the family, and I love Rick always. Yeah. Well, look, guys, maybe things will change this Monday. I'll talk to Rick and see how he feels about it. And I'll try to persuade him not to fucking eat when he's on the air, right? You don't hear anyone else doing that. You don't hear Ronnie Shields munching away on something while he's on the show. Neither Gogi, nor Adam Lopez, nor anyone else that we get on the show. You don't hear Thomas TREIBER doing that. It's like, why would he do that, right? I could hear the utensils. That's hilarious. Now, look, guys, and once again, Rick, he makes the rounds. And I don't ever see him doing that on any other show. That's why I got a little sore with him. But once again, he's still part of the family, and I love Rick, man. He's a great guy, and he's a dear friend. But be that as it may, we're just giving him a little vacation, that's all. But let's see what he thinks. We'll see what he thinks about coming on Monday. Let's get the band back together, right? Gogi on Sunday. You know what? I'm going to plead the fifth on that one, Pincha. Joe, Rick came on a podcast laying on his bed and with that. Oh, stop it. That's disgusting, dude. Oh, Chingao. Anyway, guys, we'll see if we can get the band back together this week. Full lineup. We'll see if we can get Gogi on tomorrow night, which is a guarantee. We'll see if we can get Rick on Monday, Ronnie on Tuesday, and as a special treat, let's see if we can get Thomas back from the UK, as well as Iceman John Scully before the big event with Dmitry Bevel and Arthur Baturbiev, right? Let's see if we can do that for you guys this week, all right? But I'll tell you what, God bless all of you guys, and thank you for spending this evening with me. And I tell you what a day it's been, guys. What a day. On behalf of the great Thomas TREIBER, on behalf of my nephew, Anthony Manzano from Florida, I'm Joseph Heron. And guys, I love it that we can spend this time together, and you guys are part of my extended family. I love all of you guys. God bless all of you. And remember, in the immortal words of Jerry Springer, be good to each other and yourselves. Have a wonderful evening, everybody.
Radvashan Holdings proudly presents Warwick Radio Chats with ring announcer Joseph Heron.